welcome. You're in another edition of Parenting the Gods Conversations. And today we have with us our dear friend Anneke Wittermans. Welcome.
Yes, great that I can be here with you. Yes.
Awesome. So, who is Anneke? Anneke is a good friend of mine. She's an amazing lady. She does so many things. She is a researcher. She is a mystic woman. But the way she likes to be introduced and the way she walks in the world is as a dancer. She is a dancer, and she has created this beautiful concept of dia dance. And she's interested in so many subjects, and she is really an expert in all of them. So for this interview, we have chosen one of those subjects. And this is something really close to the heart of women and of men. And this is the beautiful breasts. And of course, this is very close to our heart as parents here in Parenting the Gods because we love breastfeeding, we love breasts. So that's going to be the core of our conversation today. And welcome, Anneke.
Well, great that you invited me.
Great.
So I need to also to speak to the camera.
Yeah, we will.
So I need to this side.
Yes. So breasts.
Breast.
How did you get into this subject?
Well, for all the years that I'm dancing, it's always important that the attitude, the posture, that it fits the human being. And some people are very open, but if you're too open, the heart is not protected the heart needs to be in a protected place. So it must be within. And to have an open heart is more that the inner world for the heart is protected. And what is the protection? One of the things, the buffer, what is the breast? They are the antechamber of the heart. And when I was a child, in the Dutch you have the word tepel, which sounds like temple, and that is the word for nibbles. And I always thought that a nipple is a temple. And I can imagine that the tepel is a radar which collect fine energy inwards and radiate fine energy out. So during many years I've been dancing and the position of the heart, the position of the back, and that the heart that you can give and take. And there's a lot of movements which have to do with giving and taking. That these two, which are the most difficult things in life, how to give is easy. But how to take is different. And to have these two in the right proportion. And I had a very humorous dance, which I always sing t t t t t t t t t t t in the hands, and I did the hands, so very small movements for the tits. And sometimes, I told stories about the breast and what I thought about it already for years. And then one of the women who have been dancing for 30 years with me, she got breast cancer, and she asked me to collect all the knowledge about the breast again for her and to tell her, so that when she would come back from hospital, that she could restore all the while thinking about radiation of the area of the breast. And that was a moment that I thought, well, I will recollect everything what I know, and I will write it down. And so we started the MAME, the nourishing principle. Because one of one of the mysterious things is that we want to nourish, and in Dutch you have also you are gifted if you have gif, and so the gift and poison is the same word, and gaaf is the things you get, and there's something about the nourishment, and um, if something is not nourishing, it or too much nourishing, it will be a poison. And like cancer is in cell what goes grow too fast.
Yeah.
And then it becomes poison. And so there is some nourishment and too much or the wrong nourishment that will poison us. And that's an combination.
Yeah.
And one of the dances we developed was a dance which says, that's what not nourish me, I keep with love of een distance. Dus dat wat me niet voedt, houd ik liefdevol op een afstand. So that I really can be open-hearted and receive things. And I only can open-hearted receive things if I keep that what doesn't nourish me, keep on a distance. It's not that I put it aside. That's something else. But lovingly, yes. So the small movements made also a lot of awareness about what's life about.
Yeah.
And well, we all know that in the first 7 years volgens the World Food day, World Food, it's said that to feed a child for 7 years would help against starvation of children.
Yeah.
So it is a mystical something that the zooloog, the mom, all the animals who have the same possibility. Hoe heet dat in het Engels? Mama, all the animals who mama.
No, it doesn't come to me in English, but the mammals.
The mammals,
the
yes.
mammals.
They all feed my milk. And so we are created with this extra feeding for the East period to overcome all the illnesses. And yeah, that's what we know. This is one of the most special gifts of creation, that all animal and plant, they all are delivered with some extra nutrition to survive the first period. The seed or the fruit, they always have the nutrition with it, so that when the seeds sprout, that there is nutrition there. Or when a spider puts his nest, he put it always in the neighborhood of nutrition.
Yeah.
The right nutrition to overcome the most delicate period of time.
I remember that you were telling me about the dance of the cow. And I remember that some women were telling me that they felt like cows when they were breastfeeding in a derogative way. While in other cultures, in reality, the cows are revered as sacred.
Yes.
And you were working on that. Tell us about your dance of the cow and what you were learning.
Yes, I think it was 2000 somewhere, and we made, one of the ladies said, make me a dance, I make dances on animals. And her mother has been died some months ago. She's from Friesland. En daar heb je Oesman, een sculpture of Oesman, the cow.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, dance, we can make the dance of the cow. So we researched cows from all the world. And the Egypt cow, which is also the heaven, where the people so sit under it, or the cow in India, or the cow in Chateauhuyuk everywhere in very much civilization, the cow is a holy animal. And yeah, the cow has horns, and the horns are open from inside. They have to do with this is an extra gas circulation from the 4 stomachs, the Arbeit works. Yeah. So the 4 stomachs, the work, and then you've got the open horns, the air ventilation to refine the how do you call it, intestines.
Yeah.
But when we danced the cow, we went to such a mystical, blue, fine, still atmosphere. From the 4 stomach, the repetition 4 times over. And suddenly I felt the same kind of fine tuning as I had when I was breastfeeding my daughter. We have been lucky to be 3 to 4 years breastfeeding together. And I was often working woman, and breastfeeding is quite something.
That's quite something.
And then when I really surrendered to the breastfeeding, we both traveled to a very fine blue atmosphere, so still, so where peace of mind and an essence of well-being, but also an essence of being. In Dutch you could een echte zijn essence, which every human is longing for. Deep, fine stillness. And it is, I believe that the child drinks and that you together travel to that fine tuning. And I always call it is the Milky Way. And if you give breastfeeding, if you surrender, which is quite a task for the intelligent and at that moment not economic intelligent lady.
And busy.
Busy
and distracted.
But the fine atmosphere, if we surrender to this stillness, it is an how you call it, it's an inauguratie in the world of being human, of well-being. And then some ladies were very burned to me because they had no child given birth, which is a boo. I miss that. That ceremony. That's how do you call it? Inleiding.
This transformation.
But that I also tell about breastfeeding, and then also the ladies who have had children but were not able to give breastfeeding while in the 60s after the war. It was not done to give breastfeeding.
Yeah.
It was not done. Yeah. It was no, don't do. So you really fight against everything. They said, I want to give breastfeeding. And of course, the first period of breastfeeding, there can be very difficult problems, and very painful also if it doesn't work straight away. Yeah. And I had the experience. We had a sprue in the 5th day, and I had enormous pain, and my daughter also. But we pushed on. But it was not, I wanted, and it was not said that you should not do. And there are always children who refuse the milk from the mother. Mm. So it's not, don't blame yourself if you're one of those women who had a child. But some way or the other, breastfeeding was not possible for you both to travel to.
You had a very good insight of why.
Yes, I know, but I need to travel. I need first to tell something for the man.
Wonderful, go ahead.
I need to get but this is the third time we tried this interview. It's two very good interviews, but the noise were not good. So that's why why I'm looking to how to fresh look at it. If the breasts are very fine tuning for the stars and radiate some very fine essence and radiate out very fine essence, it is gorgeous to look at. And one of the things, I'm 56 now, and when I was young, feminists were very no BH dragen, no bra, and everything, so to the men, they look to tits, and so I'm coming from that time, and but if the very fine radiation, which comes out and comes in, which has a connection to the Milky Way, then it is no wonder that a man who are absolutely, they want refinement. They are tough boys, but have a golden heart, and they are searching for refinement. And I once learned that they automatically look to every breast which passed by. And no, I think that my father shouldn't do it. Of course not. But okay, if I think that all men do look to breast automatically, and maybe also a woman look, because it's an entry of refinement. Yeah, what happens if we as a woman say no to the man? Don't look, keep your eyes in your pocket. In Dutch is dat allemaal dubbelzinnig also. But then when I was doing the research of the MAME, the nourishing principle, I found a gerontist, a lady who's a doctor for elder people, and she has done a research that if a man look 20 minutes a day to breast, and it's not that he's gazing at every tit which passing, but just a moment of time just past his eyes, it gives his whole system, blood system and heart system, a good refreshment. And thereby he gets not so much heart diseases. Wow, this is riches. I hope the man heard it as well. Man, if you look 20 minutes a day, and you don't need to gaze to only naked tits, maybe if they are good hidden, they are beautiful as well. But every tit radiates refinement. And you're looking for refinement. It's of course so. If a woman thinks they are not, they should not be there, you also keep your refinement away. And that's something which often happen with teenagers, the girls, that they don't know, oh, they hurt maybe, and they're growing and are coming in the right size. There's a whole problem for teenagers when they breastfeed, or they like it, or they have all kind of difficulties how to be with this new situation. And girls are 12 or 11 when the breasts are growing, and the boys are much younger of nature. And one of the wonders about the breast is about the eyes of the man and the eyes of the woman. What happens? The eyes of the man are often, in nature, they are eating information. They can look hours to television, they can look hours to the PC, they can just, how do you call it, overspoelen, gulpsen or something with information of the eyes. And there's nothing about it. They have no judgment. While a woman the energy comes through the körper, through the body, and come out through the eyes, which means that a woman eye has always something about it. So if we look television, we have something about it. So we judge, or we have something, we process it out. So the energy from a female eye is more a weapon. So if we think that the men's eyes are like our eyes, because we always think that the other person is the same as me, you're black now, but we think we are the same. We are both women, but
it's not so.
It is not so. But you always, when you're young, you think that everybody thinks as you think. So we think that the men eye, if they look to this, that they're looking with edges, that they grow beautiful, no? That they have something about it.
Yeah.
While they have nothing about it. They just take in the information of refinement. There are they looking for. And I think it is the art from a lady that she radiates refinement from her breast. And dear girls, your breast, whatever form they have, they are gorgeous. Every form, the difference, the variation of forms, that is the mystical thing which attracts a man, because he's looking for the refinement. He's not looking for the size or the form in a way to judge that this is better than that. Nay, he looks for the refinement in it. So I think this is an important
subject.
This is very important.
Yeah.
So that, and also if you have breast cancer, it is a very big scar, and in your soul that the fourth chamber of the heart is wounded, and it is I think for utmost importance that the woman self, but also her daughters or her sisters, that they all work that this area may keep the refinement which belongs to it.
How can they do that? How can a woman do that?
It's not a question of how can you do it, but I think consciousness, mindful, repairing faults. Yeah, I made certain dances to soften, to get the fine blue tuning of the Milky Ways. This is a movement that it's coming from the Milky Way, and you let it just come to go, and you give it the refinement of the breast which belong there, and you decide to radiate it out into the world. And when I did once this dance in Dutchland with a Finnish lady, and then suddenly she said, all the ancestors are here. And suddenly I got the link, and you asked me before, that we all, in all nature religions, they speak that the ancestors are in the Milky Way. And yes, I also, if we look to the stars, we look to our ancestors. That's what we feel. We look to things which so many light years back.
Yeah.
As a sort of mystical about there are the ancestors living. And she said, when we do this dance of the breastfeeding, of the connection with the Milky Ways, she said, it looks like that all ancestors look with us. And then I thought, so maybe when I was laying down with my little girl, giving breastfeeding, and I absolutely surrender to the fine essence, I let the ancestors give their messages through to my child. and well, I'm mediator to me as well.
Mm-hmm.
And with that link, I also understand why in the 60s people were not allowed to give breastfeeding, and why it's sometimes not done to give breastfeeding. If there's something in their ancestors which want not to which are not, I want them to be passed on, it's possible that the woman doesn't get pregnant because it needs not to get passed on. But it can also that breastfeeding doesn't work because this child doesn't need to have the passing on of the ancestors, because there's so much turbulation maybe in the mother, in her mind about the ancestor, maybe in the ancestors about there's some turbulence.
Yeah.
And the milk of the woman is very thin, very light, and if a child drinks the next time the child drinks, there is the nutrition is equalized to what the child really needs.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a magical
It's
thing.
magical.
It's magical. But if there is along the line, or if there is something which needs not to be passed on, please, the child will be wise. It will refuse the milk. And it's not the mother he will refuse.
Mm-hmm.
It's more that part of the past, of that part is not, probably not for this person to develop upon further.
It's a matter of being in peace with what is. My son refused the milk very early. My daughter cannot have enough of it. There is something very mystical on that. And so, what is in the milk? Huh? This is real. The Chinese call it the white blood. It's really clear that the ancestors come there. It's all the DNA information.
Yeah, it is living cells. There's only a nutrition that you feed living cells, because if we do eat green, it is already cut from the plant. So this the only moment that your living cells is the breastfeeding, and yeah, that is a magic.
Living cells is real living food.
Yes. But you, as a mother, it is not only, it is important as a mother to try and overcome all the difficulties which are there for breastfeeding. Keep trying, but if it doesn't work, don't blame yourself. Yeah. No, this is what needs to be done. It is great that the child can have other drinks. But if you live in een derde wereldland, where there's no food, then the child has no chance to overcome all kind of illnesses. So then it is even worse if the breastfeeding doesn't work. Yeah. So the breast and the place van oxytocin. And oxytocin has to do with building relations. And it is all the place where if you make love, or after if you could make love, oxytocin will be there. And this is also, the oxytocin makes a kind of atmosphere in the physical realms of well-being. And oxytocin is also necessary for the toeschiet-reflex, for the
milk to come out. Yeah.
For the milk to come out. And oxytocin is also necessary for the penis to get upright. Mm-hmm. So
for both orgasms, yeah.
Yes, oxytocin is the physical working, and I think the oxytocin, the breast is a very special place from well-being, peace in the heart, and therefore it is uppermost I want to encourage every lady to wear the breast with refinement. And if you look to the ancient cultures, I have a small picture with me.
I will put it.
Okay. You will see it later. In all the ancient cultures, and there was, I think last year, an exhibition in the Bible Museum here in Amsterdam. All kind of small figurines. They mostly were from the museum in Freiburg. But I've been studying them when I was studying architecture in the 70, 80 years, 80 jaren. I saw these pictures, and often those pictures standing with the hands here, the Ebeline houding.
Yeah.
And it is like they're offering the refinement into the world. So it is a very ancient build. Image, a very ancient image that the woman and the heart, the forechamber of the heart, radiate refinement, and it's important that what is not nourishing you, you keep with love on the distance.
Yeah. This balance between what you give and what you get.
Yes.
And I find it really beautiful the concept of the oxytocin, because that just understanding it can change the way we give birth, and the way we care of our breast can change the way we communicate and we have relationships.
Yes, and also that we don't punish the man. Woman, please don't punish man who look to a breast, because if you punish a man, if a boy, he's just 10 and the big girls are 12 and he has breast, and he's nothing after, he just looks to breast like every man does, and that he looks to well-being, his mother's well-being. He's just finished the well-being of his mother. He's not after the breast. And then the girls from 12, while the grandmothers did it in the feminist time. No, please, man and boys, look to the refinement of breast. It is well-being, and this well-being, if a woman feels herself very awkward with her breast, and don't watch too long, because she gets emphasis on her awkwardness. But please punish not yourself.
Absolutely. I think this is really important.
Yes.
Because I love how you said it at the beginning, this the essence of being.
Yes.
It's not even of well-being, but of being.
And refinement is something which is the art of the human. I think all art, the human being expressed himself in refinement. And refinement is that you are able, in which room you are, that you always are possible to make the inner world of a finer quality. If you look to a square paper, which you have at school, often people look to the lines, square lines, and not in the space in between. And refinement is that you are able to look in the enormous space in between, and the enormous space between men and women, the enormous space between me as a mother with breast connected with the stars. That is the interchange. The interchange is which therein can we bring refinement, and in the contacts we make, and the breast is also the form from the tepel is the form from Borobudur. Also, you have in Holland, in Zeeland en in Urk in Schotland heb je all kind of sieraden, jewels with the form of the tepels met een tepelhof and the nipples with nippelhof. And, I don't know what the word's name of it. Mammally, pappily or something like that. But the refinement, that's something which brings in human also well-being. And that's also why I dance. I dance simple forms to bring refinement back into the body. And that gives a human room to live. Because it doesn't matter how big the room is you are in. Mm-hmm. If you not refine it, it gives you not freedom of life.
Yeah. To have the right measure. You were saying at the beginning that how close nourishment and poison could be. You have to find the balance.
Yes.
And that's what the breast does. Open a communication, open, but not too open.
Not too open.
Not too open, not too close.
No.
And that is huge because I just see women walking down the street and from girls who are really collapsing their lungs and destroying their back to pornography of not respecting the sacred nature of our bodies that is a refinement that you're talking about. I find it so inspiring, that balance, essence of being.
Essence of being. And that also, where can I bring peace? And that's something we need all. It is by peace in the heart. It is from everything what hurts us that we refine it till it becomes pearl. That we refine and transform it to pearls. Because if you look to pain, once done in my life, all the pains they have formed me to wisdom. Yes. Without pain, no wisdom. So when I have it, okay, I don't like it, but it's saying it is the gift. Yeah. It is enough poison so that you can refine and the antidote develop in your system.
Yeah.
And so again, is it the mystery of nourishment? Nourishment also kids, if they are like doornroosje,
Sleeping
Beauty. If they are not, if they don't know about the needle, if they find one, they will stick on it. And so you need a little bit poison. Gift to develop antidote, to develop something.
To develop yourself.
Yes, to refine. But it needs refinement. The development is refinement. And so, as a parent, please know that sometimes the child needs to have pain to develop and to refine. And the refinement is peace of the heart.
I think it's a difficult question because I understand what you're saying, that it's not a matter of doing, it's a matter of being. But if you could give our audience, these parents and parents to be some, if you wish, homework or some tips or some inspiration on how they can take this refarming home.
Yes. One of the arts to have this area opening up is to imagine that you smell at a rose, and to let the finer fragrance of the rose enter into your lungs. So, and that gives often the right posture also from the breast and smell good roses. smell a flower, imagine, and look how the body finds its tunic for something very fine to enter in, and have that state to enter. And if you go to a difficult meeting with all men, please be with your rose, and it's possible that the man will react to you and react on it with dignity, instead of all kind of laughing if you're the only woman in the And for the man, enjoy looking breast. And for the men also, women are very uncertain about the breast. They are afraid from the eyes, while they have self-judging eyes, more judging eyes. So give them a compliment so that they can move on with more confidence, and you get more the opportunity to enjoy looking.
I love the rose. I think this could be even for the men as well too.
Yes, for the men as well.
Get into that pearl environment.
Yeah, and it's a very fine, line of air what you enter in that can help for the movement, for the body to form the right movement.
Yeah.
And come dance with me.
Come dance with Anneke, absolutely.
Yeah, I dance next week in France, and next month in Germany, and over next week at the beach in Holland, and the whole winter, so there's always a place where I dance.
Yeah, I found it really powerful to myself. Just posture is huge for the spiritual transformation, and doing it with you, with that, I have to use your word, with that level of refinement, then it has an impact that is unexpected.
Yeah. It gives an enormous relief to the soul when you are with you work with refinement. Yeah. This is where we are very eager to be with refinement. Refinement.
This is the word of the day. You thought that we were talking about breast. We're talking about refinement. It's beautiful. Thank you very much, Anneke.
Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. If you like this video, like it. I definitely did. I love this conversation with you. Thank you very much, Anneke. And you know, Anneke and I have, of course, a question for you. We want to share the conversation with you. We want to hear how do you experience this subject of refinement, being very open, having your heart really open, or having your heart very closed. How are you experiencing that, and how are you experiencing that when you were young? What do you recommend to mothers with teenagers, to women, to men? What is your experience with what Anneke has been sharing with us, breasts and refinement? So here below in the comments, share with us your experience. You will help other people with your experiences. And I invite you to join our mailing list. There you will get more information that we cannot share here in the email. And I want to thank you and to invite you to remember that the only language that children understand is love. Speak from love, act from love, and be love.